Welcome to my channel, Lobby 22. Hold on because it's going to be something incredible. I'm Michael, a 35-year-old carpenter in Seattle, and my wife's betrayal left me stranded in a storm as our daughter was born. Laura, my high school sweetheart, was my world until I uncovered her affair with my brother, Ryan. That gut-wrenching discovery set me on a path to fight for justice, not just for me, but for our unborn child, Lily. Laura and I had been together for 12 years, married for 5. Our small Seattle home was filled with dreams of a family. When Laura got pregnant, I was overjoyed, carving a crib by hand and imagining our future. But lately, Laura had changed. She'd slip away on weekends, claiming she was visiting her cousin in Tacoma. Her late nights at her marketing job became routine, and when I asked about it, she'd flash a hollow smile. "Just work, Michael. Don't worry." But worry I did. Her phone was always locked, her laughter reserved for someone else. One rainy evening, I was fixing dinner when Laura's phone buzzed on the counter. A text from Ryan lit up. "Can't wait for tomorrow. Love you." My stomach dropped. Ryan, my own brother? I scrolled through their messages, flirty, intimate, undeniable. They'd been meeting in secret for months. When Laura walked in, I held up her phone, my voice trembling. "What's this, Laura? You and Ryan?" Her face hardened. "You're overreacting." "It's nothing." But her eyes betrayed her lie. "It's over, Michael," she snapped, grabbing her coat and storming out. I stood there, the half-chopped onions stinging my eyes, wondering how my family had turned against me. The next few days were a blur. Laura barely came home, dodging my calls. I poured myself into work, trying to numb the pain, but the thought of our baby kept me going. I wanted to confront Ryan, but what would that solve? He'd always been the charming one, the one who got what he wanted. Now it seemed he wanted my wife. I decided to play it smart, keeping quiet until I could figure out my next step. A week before Laura's due date, she came home acting strangely chipper. "We're going to Tacoma this weekend," she announced. "My cousin's throwing a party." I frowned. "Laura, you're 9 months pregnant. It's too risky." She rolled her eyes. "Stop being dramatic. It'll be fine." Against my better judgment, I agreed, hoping to keep the peace. But as we packed the car that Saturday, a storm rolled in, rain lashing the windows. Laura was tense, snapping her at me for every little thing. "Hurry up, Michael," she barked as I loaded our bags. Suddenly, Laura gasped, clutching her belly. "My water broke," she whispered, her face pale. I dropped everything. "We need to get to the hospital," I said, rushing her toward the car. But as I reached for her, she shoved me back, her eyes blazing. "This is your fault for stressing me out," she screamed. Before I could stop her, she yanked the keys from my hand, slid into the driver's seat, and sped off, tires screeching in the rain. I stood in the driveway, soaked and stunned, shouting her name as her taillights vanished into the storm. I fumbled for my phone, calling 911, my voice cracking. "My wife's in labor. She's driving to the hospital alone. Please help." The operator assured me an ambulance was on its way, but fear gripped me. What if something happened to Lily? To Laura? As I paced the driveway, our neighbor Sarah, a lawyer who'd always been kind, pulled up. "Michael, what's wrong?" she asked, her umbrella shielding her from the rain. I spilled everything: Laura's affair, her abandonment, my terror for our baby. Sarah's jaw tightened. "That's unforgivable. Let's get you to the hospital." At the hospital, stayed with Sarah, me calming my nerves as we waited for news. Hours later, a doctor confirmed Laura had delivered Lily safely, healthy but shaken, but Laura refused to see me. I glimpsed Lily through the nursery window, her tiny fists waving, and vowed to protect her. Sarah squeezed my shoulder. "You don't deserve this, Michael. We'll make sure you and Lily are safe." She handed me her lawyer friend's card, urging me to document everything. That night, I started noting every call, every text, every cruel word from Laura, proof Laura abandoned us. The hospital room smelled of antiseptic, but all I could focus on was Lily's tiny face through the nursery glass. My daughter, perfect and innocent, was here, and Laura had nearly taken her from me. Her betrayal with my brother Ryan burned in my chest, but her driving off in a storm while in labor? That was a new low. I'm Michael, a 35-year-old carpenter in Seattle, and this is how I fought back for my daughter and my dignity. Sarah, my neighbor and a sharp lawyer, stayed by my side that night. Her calm voice cut through my panic. "Michael, you need to protect Lily. Laura's actions are reckless. Document everything." She handed me a notebook and I scribbled down the night's chaos, Laura's accusations, her speeding off, her refusal to see me. Sarah's eyes narrowed as I told her about Ryan. "Your own brother? That's cold. We'll use this, but stay smart. Don't confront him yet." I nodded, grateful for her clarity when mine was gone. The next morning, Laura finally agreed to see me, but only briefly. She sat in her hospital bed, scrolling her phone, barely glancing at Lily's bassinet. "What do you want, Michael?" she sighed as if I was the inconvenience. My jaw clenched. "You left me in a storm, Laura. You could have endangered Lily. And Ryan, what's going on?" Her eyes flickered with guilt, but she doubled down. "You're paranoid. Ryan's just a friend." And I panicked, "Okay? Stop making this about you." Her words stung, but I held my tongue, remembering Sarah's advice. I snapped a photo of Laura's dismissive posture, more evidence. Leaving the room, I felt a mix of rage and resolve. Lily deserved better than a mother who lied and a father who crumbled. I called Sarah's lawyer friend, Emma, who agreed to meet that afternoon. Emma's office was cluttered with files, but her focus was razor-sharp. "Laura's abandonment during labor and her affair give you a strong case for custody," she said, reviewing my notes. "But we need more texts, witnesses, anything showing her neglect." I handed over Laura's phone screenshots, my heart sinking as I relived Ryan's words, "Love you." Emma nodded. "This is good. Keep gathering. And don't let her provoke you." Back home, our house felt like a ghost town. Laura's perfume lingered, mocking me. I checked my phone, missed calls from Ryan. My finger hovered over his number, itching to unleash my fury, but I stopped. Instead, I texted him, "We need to talk. Soon." He didn't reply. That evening, Sarah stopped by with coffee. "Any updates?" she asked. I told her about Laura's lies and Ryan's silence. Sarah frowned. "Laura's covering her tracks. I know her boss, David, he's my husband. If she's been sneaking around at work, he'll know." I hesitated. "I don't want to drag you into this." She smiled grimly. "Too late." Laura crossed a line. The next day, Laura was discharged, but she didn't come home. She texted, "Staying with my cousin. Need space." I knew it was a lie. Her cousin was probably Ryan. I drove to the hospital to pick up Lily, my heart racing. Holding her tiny body, I felt a surge of purpose. "I've got you, kid," I whispered. At home, I set up her crib, fumbling with the monitor. My phone buzzed, a voicemail from Laura. "Michael, don't make this messy. Just let me live my life." Her tone was ice cold, like I was the problem. I saved it for Emma. Sarah called that night with a bombshell. David checked Laura's work records. She's been taking long lunches with clients who don't exist. And Ryan's been seen at her office. My blood boiled. "So it's all true." Sarah's voice hardened. "There's more. A coworker caught them together at a hotel bar last month. I've got the coworker's statement." I was stunned. "Why are you doing this, Sarah?" She paused. "Because I've seen too many good people get hurt. And Lily deserves a real parent." Emma used the new evidence to draft divorce papers, prioritizing full custody. "We'll argue Laura's unfit, neglect, infidelity, abandonment," she said. "But be ready for a fight." I was. The next day, I served Laura the papers at her cousin's apartment, Ryan's place. He opened the door, his face paling. "Mike," I cut him off, handing the envelope to Laura, who stood behind him, glaring. "You've got 2 weeks to respond," I said, walking away before I lost control. That night, my phone exploded with texts from Laura. "You're ruining my life. This is low, even for you." I ignored them, but Ryan's call stopped me cold. "Mike, I'm sorry, man. It just happened." His voice cracked, but I didn't care. "You betrayed me. Stay away from Lily." I hung up, my hands shaking. Sarah texted, "Stay strong. We're close." I didn't know what she meant, but I trusted her. The next morning, I woke to a firestorm. Sarah had posted about Laura's actions on a local forum, anonymizing me but detailing her affair and abandonment. A neighbor's dash cam had caught Laura yelling at me in the driveway, and Sarah shared it with permission. The post went viral, racking up thousands of views. Comments tore Laura apart. "What kind of mother does this? She deserves worse." By noon, her company's HR called her in. Sarah's husband, David, fired her for ethics violations. Laura's world was crumbling, and I felt a grim satisfaction. But Laura fought back. She called, sobbing, "Michael, call off your attack dog. I'll lose everything." I stayed calm. "You did this, Laura. Sign the papers." She hung up, but the calls kept coming, her, Ryan, even her mom, blaming me. Emma warned me she might countersue for defamation. "Keep your hands clean." I did, but the pressure was mounting. Lily's cries grounded me. I rocked her, promising, "We'll be okay." Sarah stopped by that evening, her eyes gleaming. "One more push, Michael. Laura's coworker is ready to testify." I exhaled. "This feels like war." She nodded. "It is. But you're winning." As she left, I realized how much I owed her. The fight wasn't over, but for the first time, I believed I could face it. For Lily, for justice, for myself. Lily's soft breathing filled the quiet of our Seattle home, a stark contrast to the storm raging inside me. I'm Michael, a 35-year-old carpenter, fighting to protect my newborn daughter after my wife Laura's affair with my brother Ryan and her abandonment during labor. Her betrayal cut deep, but with my neighbor Sarah's help, I was building a case for divorce and custody. Now, as Laura's world unraveled, she was fighting back, and I had to stay one step ahead. The viral post Sarah shared had set Seattle's online community ablaze. Laura's affair and her reckless drive-off while in labor were now public, thanks to a neighbor's dashcam video. Her marketing firm fired her, and comments online branded her a heartless mother. I didn't expect the fallout to hit so hard, but I wasn't sorry. Laura's texts flooded my phone. "You've ruined me, Michael. Call off your witch hunt." I ignored them, saving each one for my lawyer, Emma. Sarah warned me over coffee that morning. Laura's desperate. Desperate people do stupid things. Emma called me to her office, her face grim. Laura's lawyer reached out. She's countersuing for defamation, claiming the viral post humiliated her. My stomach dropped. Can she win? Emma shook her head. Unlikely. The video's factual and Sarah didn't name you, but she's trying to scare you into backing off. Don't. She slid a folder across her desk. Laura's work emails, pulled by Sarah's husband, David, the firm's CEO. They showed Laura billing fake client meetings during her trysts with Ryan. "This proves neglect and dishonesty," Emma said. "We'll use it for custody." That afternoon, I took Lily to the park, her tiny hat shielding her from the drizzle. Pushing her stroller, I felt eyes on me. Neighbors whispering, some offering sympathetic nods. The video had made me a local figure, the wrong dad. It was uncomfortable, but it kept Laura at bay. My phone buzzed, Ryan again. "Mike, we need to talk. I didn't mean for this." I deleted it. He didn't get to play remorseful now. But as I rounded the park's corner, I froze. Laura stood there, arms crossed, her face a mix of fury and tears. "Michael, stop this," she hissed, stepping closer. "You're destroying my life over nothing." I gripped the stroller, heart pounding. "Nothing? You cheated with my brother and left me in a storm while Lily was born." Her eyes darted to Lily, softening for a split second before hardening again. I panicked. "Okay? And Ryan, it was a mistake. Sign off on the divorce, and I'll drop the defamation suit." I shook my head. "You don't get to negotiate. Lily's my priority." She scoffed. "You'll regret this," and stormed off. I called Emma immediately, reporting the encounter. Sarah met me at home, her laptop open. "Laura's been posting online, playing the victim," she said, showing me a thread where Laura claimed I'd trapped her in a bad marriage. The lies stung, but Sarah smirked. She's digging her own grave. Her coworkers ready to testify about the hotel bar incident. I hesitated. "Sarah, why go this far for me?" She leaned back. "My sister went through something similar. I won't let another kid grow up in a toxic home." Her words hit hard. Lily deserved better, and I'd make sure she got it. Emma filed a motion to expedite the divorce, citing Laura's neglect and the coworker's statement. But Laura wasn't done. That night, my phone lit up with a call from her mom, Diane. "Michael, you're tearing our family apart," she pleaded. "Laura's sorry. Give her a chance." I stayed calm. She had her chance when she chose Ryan over Lily. Diane sobbed, but I hung up, my resolve firm. Emma had warned me Laura might try emotional manipulation, and I wasn't falling for it. The next day, I met Sarah's coworker, Jen, at a cafe. Nervous, she handed me a USB drive. "This is security footage from the hotel bar. Laura and Ryan clear as day." I couldn't stay quiet. I thanked her, my throat tight. The footage showed Laura laughing with Ryan, her hand on his arm, oblivious to her pregnancy. It was the final nail in her coffin. Emma submitted it to the court, strengthening our case. "Laura's defamation claim won't hold," she assured me. "This proves her dishonesty." But Laura struck back. A late-night email from her lawyer accused me of emotional abuse, twisting my confrontation about Ryan into harassment. I panicked, But Sarah was unfazed. She's bluffing. The court will see through it. She suggested a bold move. A public statement, anonymized, detailing my side. I hesitated, more exposure felt risky, but agreed. Sarah posted it, framing me as a dad fighting for his daughter. The response was overwhelming, support poured in, and Laura's victim narrative crumbled. As the court date loomed, I rocked Lily to sleep, her tiny hand gripping my finger. The fight was draining, but her innocence fueled me. Laura's lies, Ryan's betrayal, the public's judgment, they couldn't touch us here. Sarah texted, "We've got this, Michael." One last push. I didn't know what she had planned, but I trusted her. Laura's world was collapsing, and mine was just beginning. Lily's gentle coos echoed in our Seattle home, grounding me amidst the chaos. I'm Michael, a 35-year-old carpenter battling for my daughter after my wife Laura's affair with my brother Ryan and her abandonment during Lily's birth. With my neighbor Sarah's help, I'd built an ironclad case for divorce and custody backed by damning evidence, Laura's fake work meetings, hotel bar footage, and a viral video of her cruelty. But Laura's desperate countersuit for defamation and claims of my abuse pushed me to the edge. As the court date neared, I braced for the final fight. Sarah's latest post, a heartfelt defense of my side, had shifted public opinion. Seattle's online forums buzzed with support. Michael's a hero for his daughter. Laura's victim narrative was collapsing, but she wasn't giving up. Her lawyer's emails grew aggressive, threatening to drag the case out unless I dropped custody demands. Emma, my lawyer, was unfazed. "It's a bluff," she said over coffee. "The hotel footage and co-worker testimony bury her. But we need to seal this in court." I nodded, clutching Lily's photo, my reason to keep going. That evening, Ryan showed up at my door, unshaven and reeking of whiskey. "Mike, you gotta stop," he slurred, eyes bloodshot. "Laura's a mess. I didn't mean to hurt you." My fists clenched, but I stayed calm. "You slept with my wife, Ryan. You don't get to beg now." He grabbed my arm, desperate. "I'll testify for you, say it was my fault, just don't ruin her." I yanked free. "Get out. You're done here." As he stumbled away, I recorded the exchange on my phone, texting it to Emma. "More ammo," she replied. The next morning, Sarah called with a game-changer. David's firm audited Laura's expense reports. She charged personal trips with Ryan to the company, thousands of dollars. My jaw dropped. "That's fraud." Sarah's voice was steel. "Exactly. David's pressing charges. This could tip the scales for custody." I thanked her, stunned by her relentless support. Her sister's toxic marriage had driven her to protect Lily, and I owed her everything. Laura's reaction was swift. She left a voicemail, her voice cracking. "Michael, you win. I'll sign the papers, just stop the fraud case." I didn't trust her. Emma advised, holding firm, "Let her sweat. We'll settle in court." But Laura's next move blindsided me. She showed up at my house with her mom, Diane, both in tears. Diane clutched my hand. "Michael, think of Lily. Laura's sorry, she'll change." Laura nodded, eyes downcast. "I was wrong. Let's co-parent for her." It felt rehearsed. I stepped back. "You had your chance. This goes to court." Diane gasped, but Laura's mask slipped, her glare venomous. "You'll pay for this," she hissed, storming out. Emma prepped me for the hearing, running through our evidence, Laura's affair, her abandonment, the fraud. "The judge will prioritize Lily's safety," she assured me. But nerves gnawed at me. What if Laura's tears swayed the court? Sarah sensed my doubt and stopped by with pizza. "You're not alone, Michael. The truth's on your side." She revealed her final play, a petition signed by neighbors supporting my custody claim. "This shows the community trusts you," she said. I hugged her, overwhelmed. The court day arrived, gray and drizzly. I sat beside Emma, Lily's pacifier in my pocket for luck. Laura, across the room, looked pale, her lawyer whispering urgently. The judge, a stern woman, reviewed her files. Emma presented our case, the dashcam video, hotel footage, Laura's voicemails, and the fraud audit. Laura's lawyer countered, painting her as a stressed mom who made mistakes. But when Jen, Laura's co-worker, testified about the hotel bar, Laura's composure cracked. She buried her face in her hands. Ryan's testimony was the final blow. He took the stand, avoiding my gaze. "I pursued Laura," he admitted. "She neglected her family for me. Michael's a good dad, Lily belongs with him." The courtroom buzzed. Emma leaned over. "He's saving his own skin, but it helps us." Laura's lawyer scrambled, but the judge's expression was unreadable. Closing arguments done, we waited for her ruling, my heart pounding. After an agonizing hour, the judge spoke. "Ms. Laura's actions, infidelity, abandonment, and fraud demonstrate disregard for her child's welfare. Mr. Michael has shown commitment to his daughter's safety. She granted me full custody with Laura allowed supervised visits. Child support was ordered but no alimony due to Laura's fraud. Laura sobbed, her lawyer consoling her. I exhaled, relief flooding me. Lily was mine. Outside, Sarah waited, grinning. Told you we'd win. I hugged her tightly. I owe you my life. She laughed. Just raised Lily right. As I drove home, Lily's car seat empty but waiting, I felt lighter. Laura's fraud case loomed, but that was her battle. My phone buzzed, a text from Ryan. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm leaving town. I deleted it. He was my past. That night, I rocked Lily, her eyes sparkling. The fight had scarred me, but it forged something stronger. Sarah's petition, the community's support, Emma's strategy, they carried me through. As Lily drifted off, I whispered, we're free, kid. A new chapter was beginning, and I was ready. Lily's tiny hand gripped my finger as I rocked her to sleep in our Seattle home. I'm Michael, a 35-year-old carpenter, and I just won full custody of my daughter after my wife Laura's affair with my brother Ryan and her reckless abandonment during Lily's birth. With my neighbor Sarah's relentless support, her viral post, her husband's audit exposing Laura's fraud, and a community petition, I'd secured justice. Laura's world had crumbled, but mine was rising. As the dust settled, I faced a new challenge, rebuilding a life for Lily and me. The courtroom victory felt surreal. Laura's fraud case was pending, and her supervised visits with Lily were court-mandated, but she hadn't shown up yet. Her texts stopped, replaced by silence, a relief, but eerie. Ryan had left town, his final text a hollow apology I ignored. My focus was Lily, her gummy smiles, her curious eyes. Every coup reminded me why I'd fought. But the scars of betrayal lingered, whispering doubts about trust, about family. Sarah invited me over for dinner a week later, her warm kitchen a stark contrast to my empty house. Her husband, David, toasted to new beginnings, and their laughter eased my tension. You're a hell of a dad, Michael, David said, clapping my shoulder. Sarah grinned. And a hell of a fighter. Laura didn't stand a chance. I smiled, but guilt tugged at me. The viral post had ruined Laura's reputation. Had I gone too far? Sarah read my mind. She chose her path. You protected Lily. Her words steadied me. Back home, I checked the forum where Sarah's post had exploded. Comments still poured in. Laura got what she deserved. Michael's a role model. But some stung, poor Laura publicly shamed. I closed my laptop, uneasy. Emma, my lawyer, called the next day. Laura's fraud case is moving forward, embezzlement charges. She's pleading guilty to avoid jail. I exhaled. Will she come for Lily? Emma was blunt. Doubtful. She's focused on saving herself. Relief mixed with pity. Laura had been my love once. A month later, I took Lily to the park, her stroller bumping along the path. A familiar voice called out, Jen, Laura's coworker who'd given me the hotel footage. Michael, you look good, she said, smiling. We chatted and she shared news. Laura had moved to Portland, working a low-paying job, her reputation in tatters. She's out of the industry for good, Jen said. I nodded, a weight lifting. Lily babbled and Jen laughed. She's lucky to have you. Her words warmed me, a reminder of my purpose. Life settled into a rhythm. I went back to work, crafting furniture, my hands steady despite the past. My crew rallied around me, offering to babysit Lily during late shifts. Neighbors dropped off casseroles, their support humbling. But Laura's absence gnawed at me. Would Lily ever know her mom? I vowed to be enough, reading her stories, singing off-key lullabies. One night, as I tucked her in, my phone buzzed, a text from Laura. I'm sorry, Michael. Tell Lily I love her. I stared at it, torn, then deleted it. Words weren't enough. Sarah became a constant in our lives. She'd swing by with toys for Lily, her lawyer's mind always scheming. You should write about this, she teased. Inspire other dads. I laughed it off, but her belief in me sparked something. I started a blog, Carpenter Dad, sharing snippets of our life, Lily's first laugh, my late-night diaper fails. Readers connected, leaving comments like, you're giving me hope. It wasn't about Laura anymore, it was about building something new. One sunny afternoon, Sarah hosted a barbecue. Her brother, Tom, a quiet teacher with a kind smile, played with Lily, making her giggle. We talked for hours about fatherhood, loss, second chances. His calm presence felt like a balm. You've been through hell, he said, but you're still standing. I shrugged, but his words stuck. When Sarah caught us laughing, she winked. Told you he's a keeper. I blushed, but for the first time I felt a spark of hope beyond Lily. The fraud case closed, Laura got probation, no jail time. She sent a letter agreeing to relinquish visitation rights. I'm not fit to be her mom, she wrote. You are. I cried, not for her, but for the family we might have been. I filed the letter away, a reminder of my victory. Emma called it a clean slate. You're free, Michael. Live your life. I was ready. 6 months later, I stood in my workshop sanding a rocking chair for Lily. My blog had grown, connecting me with other single parents. Tom stopped by, bringing coffee. Lily's got your eyes, he said, grinning. We talked about a camping trip, just the three of us. As he left, I realized I wasn't just surviving, I was thriving. Laura's betrayal had broken me, but it also built me. With Lily in my arms and a new friend by my side, I knew we'd be okay.